Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zhang here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Rank, where I climb the online VGC 17 ladder and provide live commentary as I go. I'm pretty much done with the previous team, the Snorlax Nihilego team, and the new team I want in-game. I still have one last Pokemon to breed for, so I think I'll probably feature that tomorrow or the day after, but I was on the global link, and now you can scan teams via QR code. I did mention that in the last episode, and by the way, I'll probably put a couple of my previous teams on through QR code. It should all be up probably later tonight, so in tomorrow's episode I'll mention that, and I'll link in the description below or whatnot. But yeah, so you guys can try that out. But I was looking through like some of the teams that were on the QR codes, and this one was like a super popular team, and it's really interesting, and I decided I wanted to just play like have one fun episode with it, because it's got some pretty crazy Pokemon. I mean, I think the top two definitely stick out the most in the Pikachu and the Wailord. Otherwise, like, relatively... I mean, Tapu Koko and Kartana, you do see a lot of. We've seen Pelipper and Mimikyu be used to good success as well. But overall, it's just a really wacky team composition that I wanted to try out for fun. And yeah, since I did want to feature something new, but I didn't have my new team fully done yet, just decided I'd jump on the ladder with this, see if we can even take a win with it, since it is pretty nutty, but it has a ton of points. One thing that's pretty cool about the Global Link rentals is that you can see kind of what teams are top performing, what teams are being used by a lot of other players and whatnot. So yeah, we're gonna get into the first game in today's episode, going against a kind of similar team that I used previously without Porygon. But yeah, as always, if you guys enjoy Road to Rank, please share support by leaving a like in the video. I'd really appreciate it. My opponent's rocking a team of Ninetales, Tapu Fini, Garchomp, Tapu Koko, Arcanine, and the Kartana. So let's see. Pelipper is probably the way to go here. This team kind of relies on setting up Tailwind with Pelipper, and I don't see much reason not to lead with it. I do like Pelipper a lot here as a lead, I think. Pelipper Koko might not be too bad. Yeah, I like that a lot. Pelipper Koko. I think Wailord's actually really good here, because if I set up Tailwind and bring in Wailord, Wailord can just Water Spout everything. And for the last one, part of me is actually contemplating the Pikachu. Kartana's not bad here, because it does have the Grass Gem as well, or the Grass Z move, so it can one-shot a lot of things. But I can apply some Fake Out pressure with Pikachu. Maybe I'll go Pikachu as a lead to ensure Tailwind. So Pikachu, Pelipper, Wailord in the back, and for the last one, instead of Koko, let's go with Kartana, actually. Yeah, I like that a little bit more. So I'm going to lock in. I have literally never played with this team. I'm actually not even fully sure on some of the sets. I just, like, looked it up on the global link. But this should be very, very interesting. I'm particularly curious if I can, manage to get a win or two with this, because it definitely is a pretty well-functioning team. Like, it has a lot of synergy, despite it using some really wacky Pokemon. So I figured I wanted to try something for fun. And I don't think this is a team I'd bring to a tournament, but it's definitely a team that I think is pretty appropriate to use on something like Road to Rank. So we see Koko Arcanine, which I think actually works out pretty nicely in my favor, because I can just Fake Out Tailwind immediately, and the electric terrain actually helps me out, which is hilarious. So Intimidate doesn't matter here at all, which is great. And since I do have the Sash on Pelipper, I think I might take advantage of that and Fake Out the... Well, actually... can Arcanine knock out Pikachu? Pikachu's so darn frail. Definitely gonna Tailwind here. Question is, who do I Fake Out? I think I'd rather conserve my Sash. Sure, let's Fake Out. Oh, but I'm kind of afraid of us switching to Ninetales, which my opponent will probably go for, but I'll Fake Out Koko here. The best play is for my opponent to bring Pelipper down to its Sash and switch out to Ninetales, but I don't know what kind of Arcanine that is. If it's an offensive variant, then it probably has Wild Charge, but he stays in with both, which is really good. So Pikachu's going to get the Fake Out off. Ooh, he actually Extreme Speeds. That's a really good play. So I'll get Tailwind up, but poor Pikachu has lost so much HP. This team also has Hydro Pump and not Scald. That probably knocks out Koko, though. I'm gonna Hydro Koko. He will probably Extreme Speed me, but if he doesn't, Thunder will just knock him out, and then I get a free switch into my Wailord. So I'll just try to go for the knockout here onto Koko. And I'll punish him if he switches out Arcanine or decides not to Extreme CP here, expecting a Protect or something. Which could very well happen, but I don't mind if Pikachu goes down here. Good Extreme Speed on my opponent, though. Slightly frustrating for me. So it is an offensive variant, it looks like, if it has extreme speed. I guess Wild Charge Flare Blitz then. And yeah, I think Hydro Pump from Pelipper probably knocks out Coco in the rain. This is modest max special attack. Coco protects. Okay, that's fine, especially if he's knocking out Pikachu. Even if he doesn't, Thunder will knock him out. Yeah, he does extreme speed. Okay. So, oh, but into Pelipper. No freaking way. Oh, I actually don't knock Arcanine out, though. Yikes. I thought I would knock him out with Electric Terrain. So he does hang on, but that's fine. I'll Hydro Pump here, and I think now I'm going to switch out into Kartana. Yeah. So I'm glad I got that Thunder off. Kind of sad I didn't pick up that knockout. I thought I would be able to. Maybe I should have... Oh, I can't protect Pelipper. It doesn't have Protect. He's just getting extreme speed. Good, into Kartana. Hopefully I don't miss Hydro Pump. Nice. So Pelipper hits the Hydro Pump. Doesn't knock out Coco. Oh my gosh. This is actually working out. Okay, let's see what comes in. Regardless of what it is, Kartana actually has a pretty solid matchup. Ninetales is probably the worst case scenario. I don't know if my opponent even brought Ninetales. And it's Kartana coming in, so I'm guessing maybe not. Okay. I can't believe this game. I'm just gonna Hurricane Kartana. I do want to double up on Kartana here. He's probably gonna Leaf Blade Pelipper. But I don't want to lose Kartana, so I think I'm just gonna Hurricane. And... Sacred Sword Arcanine. Arcanine switches out into Ninetales. Okay, so he does switch into a Sacred Sword. Maybe I should have Smart Strike, because that probably still knocks out Arcanine anyway. So I could miss Hurricane here. He doesn't protect, so I could have doubled up on his Kartana as well. Okay. And you just... Oh, he's Scarfed! He Scarfed Kartana. Okay. And the reason why I know he's Scarfed is obviously because he just outsped me there. Well, that's a little bit bothersome, because I could have Sacred Sworded that slot. Scarf is also a concern. Tailwind peters out. But I can switch into Pikachu. Ugh, this comes down to a speed tie. That's frustrating. I also have Specs Wailord in the back, so I have to keep that in mind. This last one is... I want to double up on a Kartana with a Fake Out and a Sacred Sword. Actually, I could just Fake Out Ninetales and Sacred Sword. Because he's locked into Leaf Blade. Yeah, that's better. I don't know if this... I don't think it knocks him out. This game is crazy. If I do pick up the knockout, like, Wailord wins against Ninetales and Arcanine. Especially because I got the Thunder Paralysis onto Arcanine. Okay. My goal should have been to set up 2 Tailwinds in this game. I didn't expect Scarf Kartana, though. That was like the... Oh, didn't see that coming. He stays in with both. I wonder if Sacred Sword... Oh my gosh. Fake Out actually does a ton. Yeah, he just Leaf Blades. Okay. Oh my gosh. Can Sacred Sword pick up the knockout? I don't think it will be able to. So maybe I should, we do speed talk. Actually, am I admin? I don't know. Oh, it's so close. I think one more turn of Hail will do the job. Ah. Well, it's not over yet. But it comes down to whether my opponent... Well, he's definitely going to just Leaf Blade Wailord, I think. So it might come down to a speed tie. Because I don't have Protect on Wailord. So I'll Spout and... I wish I Smart Strike the Ninetales. Yeah, he just Leaf Blades into poor Wailord. Rip, rip, rip. Oh, but I win the speed tie. So we do speed tie. Okay. I wasn't sure if it was admin or not. Does Kartana... I think Kartana might hang on for another turn. He's at +3. But Leaf Blade doesn't really do anything to me. Does it hang? Oh! He hangs out with just the sliver. He's gonna faint after this turn. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I got lucky there winning the speed tie. Arcanine comes out. Him being paralyzed doesn't really matter. I'm intimidated. That also doesn't matter. There's still more hail in the field, right? Yeah. He's at +3. I think he just extreme speeds and Sacred Swords here. Or Leaf Blades. Or maybe Protect, and he Leaf Blades. Okay, can I... How much does this do to me? Pikachu Wailord did it, even though Wailord did absolutely nothing. Pikachu got that huge Thunder off, though. Pelipper put on a lot of pressure. I didn't really get to use, like, the real gimmicks of this team. Like, Wailord was supposed to come in this game and just water spout everything, but I ran out of Tailwind, and Scarf Cortana, that actually outspeeds Wailord anyway. So, like, if that Cortana were AV or Sash, this game would have played, like, it would have been a lot easier, I think. Because I would have not lost my Pelipper like that. Without it getting an attack off, it would have gotten a Hurricane off, and even if her AV, like if it's Sash, that brings it down to its potential Sash maybe even, and then Hail just knocks it out. If it's AV, then I know I can't protect, I can bring in Pikachu, but yeah, Pikachu pulls out the win there. Really key fake out on the first turn, my opponent not going for the extreme speed, so I got that Thunder off was huge, although I honestly would have preferred him to knock me out, because a free switching into Wailord when you have a Arcanine and a Koko out is really, really deadly, but yeah, we get a win there with our trusty Pikachu. I really wish I could have featured the Wailord more. Like, Wailord just went down to that Leaf Blade, and Scarf Cortana is actually like a nightmare for this team to go up against, because Leaf Blade does neutral to everything except for my Cortana, and even if I have Tailwind, it outspeeds everything. So, yeah, like I said, I haven't played with this team at all. I haven't really thought about things. That last game pretty much came down to a 50-50 on whether I would win that speed tie against Ninetales or not. So I was fortunate enough able to win that. Basically kind of a flip of a coin. Okay, we're going to find Martin for our second opponent of the day with a rating of 1777. I couldn't run into an opponent, so I had to rescan the QR code and everything. So I cut the middle off, so you didn't get to see his trainer card, but he's using a team of Tapu Koko, Tapu Fini, Celesteela, Nihilego, Garchomp, and Pheromosa. So I think Wailord once again could actually put in some work here. I might actually just go with the same lead again. In fact, the same 4 Pokemon make a lot of sense. Although, you know, Mimikyu here does have the Fairy move, the Z move, and that could put in a lot of work. What's it said again? That is so tempting. That is so tempting. But, I don't know, I think I might go with the same. I really want to get a Wailord sweep here if possible, so ideally, that's kind of what I set myself up for. What do I want in the back? The last one's kind of tricky, because Cortana one-shots, or sorry, Koko one-shots the Celesteela and the Fini. The Cortana with the Z move one-shots 4 of the 6. Yeah, or 5 of the 6. I'm gonna bring Cortana. I'm gonna go with the same 4. So Mimikyu with the Z move, Fairy Z move, is pretty cool, but given the offensive nature of my opponent's team as well, I think my goal, since he doesn't have a way to set up Tailwind, is to really just set up Tailwind and then, you know, go ham with Wailord. So, alright, let's see if I can get a Wailord sweep this time around. Really want to be able to pull that off after, yeah, the last one, like, Pikachu with the fake out on the Thunder Pressure was really good. So, I'll see if I can, like, the thing was, last game, my opponent was actually smart enough not to knock out my Pikachu when he went for the extreme speed. Okay, we see Pheromosa Chomp. That's probably Scarf Chomp, honestly. You know, I don't even know Wailord's speed tiers. Like, does it even outspeed after? What do I do here? I think Garchomp Rock Slides. I'm gonna fake out Chomp. And Tailwind. Yeah, because Pheromosa can't knock me out. I guess Scarf Chomp's my fear. I don't know if Wailord outspeeds Pheromosa. I should check that. I think it probably doesn't even with the Scarf. Or, it's not Scarf, it's Specs. I kind of wish it was Scarf Wailord, actually. So I'm gonna fake out Chomp. Gonna take that rough skin damage. He is Scarf. And Z move Pheromosa. Okay, so all pummeling into the Pikachu, presumably. I'd be fine if he targets down my... not Wailord, my Pelipper, because I'll survive that with Sash. You could be going for Pelipper, but I think it's probably Pikachu. Interesting decision to go for the Z move there, kind of overkill, but it makes sense. Yeah, so I still have my Sash here with Pelipper, which is huge, and I'll get Tailwind up. Yeah, there's the Beast Boost, so here's Tailwind. I think it's probably... I don't think Wailord outspeeds it. Wow, what is Pheromosa's speed actually? 112. This is me not knowing speed tiers, because I have no idea what Wailord speed tier is. Pheromosa... I don't think it does. Could be completely wrong. I'm gonna bring in Kartana. Kartana's a safer pick anyway. Because I can actually just pick up 2 knockouts here. Yeah. So I'm going to... I do have the Z move on Kartana. I'm going to Bloom Doom Garchomp and just Hurricane Pheromosa. Actually, Pelipper might not outspeed Pheromosa. Maybe I should have played that the other way around. Let's see. Pheromosa could also protect and switch out. Let's see. Yeah, I think since he's not Sash, that's good. He did get a... Oh shoot, was it a speed increase from... Yeah, it was a speed increase from Beast Boost. I didn't pay attention to that. So I should have protected. But I'm still faster, so I do get the Bloom Doom off, so that'll knock out the Garchomp. I didn't see whether it was speed or attack. I should have paid attention more. But if it's speed, it's 1.5. I guess Tailwind is ×2, so I would still be faster, yeah. So maybe I do pick up a double knockout here and get Wailord in, which would be ideal. Yeah, I have no knowledge of... okay, yeah, so Bloom Doom, yeah, just knocks out Garchomp. My opponent definitely probably not expecting the Bloom Doom. Another surprise / gimmick on this team. So I'm gonna get the attack increase there. Poison Jab. Huh, maybe not having another way to really hit Pelipper, that's just gonna knock out Pelipper. Yeah. So I get a huge double knockout there. That's really good. I really want Wailord to come in though, man. I just wanted to Water Spout and win the game, but it's hard. Especially because Kartana looks kind of primed to sweep now, especially with Coco coming in. Okay, so Coco and Celesteela. Okay, that's good. So, with Tailwind, there's still 2 more turns of Tailwind. So given that, I'm just going to double into Coco twice. Because if he knocks out Kartana here with the Flamethrower, which might not even knock out with the Rain, from Celesteela. Like, Celesteela doesn't do anything offensively against Kartana unless it has Flamethrower. Coco has to protect her, otherwise we'll just knock him out. And if he does protect, then next turn I can just double up into that slot again, since Celesteela doesn't offer any offensive pressure. Celesteela could have Wide Guard, that's like the one concern. Wait, can it? Never mind. It doesn't have Wide Guard, does it? I don't think so. So, yeah, I can just knock out Coco here. And if Coco goes down... Okay, yeah, he doesn't protect too. Perfect. And I'm doubling up into it because it could have Sash. Which it does. Perfect. So, yeah, there's no reason not to double up into it because if Celesteela knocks out the Kartana with Flamethrower, like I said, then I'll just get a free switch in into my Wailord, to which I can just start Water Spouting. He actually does have Flamethrower. Let's see if that knocks me out under the Rain. No, I actually survived too. Yeah, so that's definitely game dead. And I actually want to conserve my Tailwind, so I'm going to Sacred Sword. I'm going to bring in Wailord. And then Pelipper will be able to come back in, set up the Rain again. And I kind of want to end the game in style with my Wailord, so try to get a big attack off with it. So far, both teams we went up against are definitely, like, Wailord can put in a lot of work. It just hasn't been able to really do much. So he actually protects with the Celesteela, which is perfectly fine by me. Yeah, Celesteela really can't do anything against Wailord. So Tailwind peters out. This time around, Wailord does not have a threat to go up against. So I'll switch back out into my Pelipper and just go for a huge Water Spout. So Pelipper, the poor man's Kyogre in this format. Going to switch out. I don't know why I thought Celesteela had Wide Guard. I don't think it does, but that's because I think it's because I'm like using Pelipper right now, and it's like that is Wide Guard. Yep, so Water Spout one-shots the Celesteela. That's Choice Specs boosted under the rain. We're going to pick up a knockout there, and we're going to end up winning this game as well. So Wailord and Pikachu both being able to do some things, and we probably do have time for a third game, so let's look for one. This is, I can't believe it though. This team's been able to pick up 2 wins in like the mid-1700s on the ladder, which is absolutely hilarious. So, I'm glad, yeah, this team is really interesting and fun. Like, once again, not something I would use. Okay, yeah, Celesteela does have Wide Guard. I don't know why, like, I thought it didn't when I thought it did. I don't know. That was just me, like, mixing up everything. Okay, so, yeah, let's look for another one. That's why I didn't want to have Wailord in. I mean, I could rely on Hydro Pump, but Hydro Pump's accuracy is pretty shaky. But it's been a while since I've seen Wide Guard on Celesteela. We're going to find Moon from Japan with a pretty high rating. I think this might have actually been one of the top 10 players on BattleSpot last season. Once again, with a pretty offensive team, Garchomp, Koko, Celesteela, Arcanine, Snorlax, and Tapu Fini. So, maybe I go with the same for again. Honestly, I don't see a reason not to. Koko could be really good here. That's like the one thing, but Kartana's ability to one-shot Garchomp is just too good. And Mimikyu, once again, like, my opponent has Intimidate, which goes through Disguise. Like, even Swords Dancing isn't that great because I'm outsped by everything. I guess if you had Tailwind up, it's pretty good, but Mimikyu, like, you don't want to use setup moves when you have Tailwind up. Koko, once again, could be a very good call here because it hits everything from neutral or super effective. But I think Pikachu applying Fake Out Pressure is just too important. So I'd never see a... Like, I never thought I'd see a day where I bring Pikachu and Wailord to every game. But so far, all 3 games, kind of similar team compositions, you know, offensive, like Garchomp, Koko, Celesteela. And if you look at my opponent's team, there's only one thing with water resist, and that's why this team actually has pretty good synergy, because your Koko, your Pikachu, and your, the Kartana can all just effectively knock out the Tapu Fini while it can't do too much in return. I mean, if you're using Pikachu, you have to obviously be careful. And I feel like my opponent might know this team because it is a pretty highly ranked Japanese team, or it was created by a Japanese player, and like I said, it was like on top of the rental codes over on BattleSpot. So, yeah. I've been making some flubs though, like I haven't been playing too well, and like just forgetting small things here and there, not knowing my speed tiers too well, so this time my opponents seem a little bit more familiar. I think everything I should be able to expect. We saw the damage roll on extreme speed from Arcanine game 1, so I could use that to my advantage as well. Does not knock out Pikachu, unless you could be Banded, I guess. Garchomp, Koko, that's pretty ideal to see. Yeah. I mean, I think here is just a free opportunity to do Fake Out Tailwind once again. I don't want him to knock me out. I just, like, if I get flinch with Rock Slide, I lose the game, so I think I need to go for preventing the Rock Slide flinch, although I suppose he could paralyze me with a Discharge if he goes for that. I could also, like, Wide Guard HP Ice, but that all fails if he just C-moves Pikachu. So I will Fake Out and Tailwind. Yeah. The issue is you can't really get a free switch into Wailord unless they knock you out. Let's see if Garchomp is Scarfed. That's the other question. He is. And he Dazzling Gleams. Okay. Wow, that actually just knocked me out. I'm gonna guess that's Specs Koko then. But that's fine. Finally I get to bring in Wailord. Oh. Because you know what time it is. It is time for Water Spout, and I have Wide Guard. Even if he predicts that, like, Spout under Specs and Rain probably just knocks him out. Please, I want a Wailord sweep in this episode so bad. Koko switches out. Oh, it's probably a Fini coming in. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Let's see. I think that's definitely Specs Koko too, by the way. And I do have Kartana in the back. Misty Seed? Ooh, that's smart. Ah, that's annoying. So here's Wide Guard. Maybe I actually want Pelipper to go down here, though, because I want to switch it into Kartana. And he Rock Slides. Oh, yes. Wailord is here to play. It's going to get this Water Spout off. That's going to one-shot the Garchomp, definitely. Still does around 40% to Fini, or 35. That's not bad, especially given Letter Resist and the Misty Seed increase. But, yep, Wailord picks up its first casualty of this game. And Koko can't really come back in, because that is Specs, so that would just faint. And it's going to be Snorlax. Oh, that's pretty good, too. Like, Snorlax, not the best to have here. This is actually happening. Okay, I'm going to Water Spout again. I think the play is to switch out into Cortana, though. Cortana applies so much pressure against both of these Pokemon. Whereas Pelipper, I could Hydro into Snorlax. I think Snorlax probably gets one-shot, honestly. So you'd have to Protect here. But I think Cortana plus Wailord could win me this. If that's Specs on the Coco like I think it is. I mean, once again, Pikachu is very frail, but... Alright, we'll bring in Cortana. Does he Protect? No Protect! So huge Water Spout. Can this knock out Snorlax under the rain? No, Snorlax is going to be able to hang on with actually a pretty decent amount, but he doesn't have the Berry, which is interesting. He's just going to go for a Moonblast on a Wailord. That actually does... What? What is this game? I'm gonna guess that's Ban Self-Destruct. That actually is game over for my opponent, because... Well, unless he's not Specs Coco, which he could not be. Like, I don't know the Coco damage rolls. But I have Wide Guard, and I have the Z move on Cortana. Okay. This is the last turn of Tailwind. So I definitely Z-move here with Cortana. Actually, I just win the game, yeah. With a Hurricane and a Z-move. Because if he protects here next turn, I can just Wide Guard. And he, yeah, I think he is Specs, given that he didn't protect. I can't believe it. We actually won 3 games in a row with this team. That almost puts us into the 1800s. That's hilarious. This is definitely a best of one team, though, because once you know Cortana's Z-move, you know, Wailord Specs, Pelipper doesn't have Protect and has Wide Guard, like, it's a lot easier to play around. But these were, like, pretty perfect teams to go up against, because all of them are hyper-offensive. So Coco faints there, and somehow Pikachu and Wailord have picked up 3 wins in today's episode. Maybe I'll use this team for a little bit longer. It's really fun. Like, yeah, I remember I just saw it on BattleSpot. I know Tommy Cooling, who's one of the top players in America, was actually streaming with it. But yeah, I just wanted to have some fun. I got a little bit lucky in that first game. That second game, my speed tier knowledge was kind of lacking. But Coco was able to, or like once I knew he was Scarf and Z move, he didn't have a Sash, so I could just double up. He allowed me to get 2 knockouts instantly, and that sealed up the game. That third game, we saw Self-Destruct on Snorlax, which is like not the Snorlax that I was expecting, but we were able to play through it and end up with 3 wins. So that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. I don't think that puts us in the 1800s just yet. I think we're just under it, but maybe I'll use this team for another day or 2. Let me know if you guys want to see this team for a little bit longer. Yeah, just 2 points under. Yeah, I was gonna use a Porygon Z team next, because that's something I wanted to try out, but you know, like I said, my goal on Road to Rank is really to feature as many teams in Pokemon as possible, and I saw a cool team with Pikachu and Wailord. Like, full credits to the Japanese player that created this team. I'll link the link to the QR creation in the description below once again. So thanks to him for creating such a fun team, because that was a very, very enjoyable episode. But yeah, that's going to be it for this one, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. As always, leave a like if you did. Let me know if you want to see this team for a little bit longer, whether you want me to just use the next team that I've created, or whether you don't mind seeing this Pikachu team for... Like, I don't want to use it too long, because I think, like, once people start seeing it on this series and realize, like, its sets, it's just going to be a lot harder to play with. But right now, like, no one expects any of its moves, even though it's kind of common on, like, it's used on the QR codes. So, yeah, if you want to see it for, like, another day or 2, definitely let me know in the comments below. But, yeah, that's going to be it for this one. As always, leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Alright, peace.